today we have with us Dr. Alexina Mehta from Vancouver, Kitsilano community. How are you doing, doctor?
Wonderful. Thank you so much for having me.
Same here. So I was reading about you. Tell us about your journey, because you're in so many things. You're in yoga, you're nutritionist in Ayurveda, and you're also helping women between 35 to 55 years age to improve their health. So how's your journey been? How did you started this? And now you're a professional, you're a doctor in this field. So please share your passion and journey.
Yes, thank you so much. I'm absolutely honored to be able to share with the community. And, I started my journey quite young at the age of 19 in the healing arts and sciences. It mainly started because I had health issues as a teenager. And as a result, I began searching and looking for answers to heal myself. I never intended on pursuing naturopathic medicine or Ayurveda. In fact, I remember my father said to me, "Sweetheart, you need to become a doctor when you grow up." And I said, no. like many people, when their parents kind of give them these ideas, I thought, no, I'm going to do something different. I'm going to carve my own way. But that's how my life unfolded. I was guided towards learning about healing because I needed to learn for myself. I wasn't getting the answers in our conventional healthcare system when I was sick as a teenager and as a young woman. And I started doing my own research, interviewing all kinds of practitioners from a variety of different fields. And then I was led to naturopathic medicine and yoga and eventually Ayurveda. And now I've been working in this industry and field for over 20 years in total, helping others. I started off in the fitness industry with Pilates, yoga, meditation, energy healing. And then I got my doctorate in naturopathic medicine and mainly have been working with women ages 30 to 55 or so are the majority of my patients, and mostly around the kinds of health concerns that women face.
And what kind of a clientele you get? What are their needs fundamentally? Who should approach you?
I'd say that the most common patients that see me are women with hormonal imbalances, women who are trying to get into better shape. Perhaps they've just had a baby and they want to lose some weight, or they have a lot of food sensitivities or digestive issues or thyroid issues, or they have issues around fertility. So all the kinds of issues that can normally come to women in different phases of their life, those are most of my patients.
Mind, body, and medicine.
Mm-hmm.
So this looks like a very natural flow, like Yoga and Health Foundation. We have developed a lifestyle, yogic lifestyle. So say, do yoga, do meditation, have a plant-based diet, and through all that, we can achieve sustainability, happy and greener Mother Earth, and mental wellness too. So with these things, when you connect, so is this a particular lifestyle? Because again, mind, body, and medicine. So how did you connect it, and what is the advantage of including these factors in our life to make our body healthier, our mind healthier?
It was through my study that I originally studied the body, taking classes in biology, physiology, the natural medicine, physiology, pharmacology, studying how the physical world impacts the physical body. And then eventually I realized that you can't actually really impact the physical body unless you understand the emotional body and the mental body. And then in studying that, I realized you really need to understand the spiritual link between how we are created and how we connect with everything around us, and the impact that has on the way that we are in our life, the way that we function, our values, our beliefs, our virtues. All of these things determine our health. But we often separate these things in this reductionistic kind of society that we live in, where we look at things in a very small sense, a little bit of this over here and a little bit of that. For example, if you have a health issue, you might see, if it's something around your joints, a rheumatologist, but if you have a digestive problem, you might see a GI specialist. And from a holistic perspective, when we break things down into such great detail, it can be useful to a point, yet we can lose the big picture. We can lose the place where these patterns are created to start off with, and the interconnectedness of how our body works. And I also recognize that whenever you are moving through life, your mind and your emotions are connected with your body. Your spirit is connected with your body. So you're not just walking around with your body. You're not just thinking with your mind or feeling with your emotions or sensing things with your spirit. Everything's happening at once. So when we begin to look at life in this way, we're acknowledging the truth of our existence, that we're here for a very short time, that we have a precious vehicle that our consciousness inhabits, which is our body, and we need to take care of that. So all of these different pieces have influenced my understanding of healing and of health, and hence why we're talking here today. I'm a big proponent of the power of meditation, the power of connecting with the inner spirit through yoga, and the power of honoring Mother Earth and all the different life forms that are here with us. We need to remember it's not just us here, that we live on a planet with all kinds of creatures, and we share this planet with everyone.
More and more people in the Western world are getting to know now alternative medicines.
Mm-hmm.
And Ayurveda is one of them. And fundamentally, yogic lifestyle, when we say, they are very much interconnected with Ayurveda, because it's a natural way of life. And when you go into aspect of medicine, so these are natural medicines.
Mm-hmm.
So how would you define for a layman, for a person who doesn't know about Ayurveda,
Mm-hmm.
how would you explain that? What special it contains? Why one would try Ayurvedic medicines?
Ayurveda is the science of life. So if we look at how life behaves, we can understand ourselves. And Ayurveda is the oldest system of medicine that we have seen continuously practiced on the planet. So for more than 5,000 years, this system of medicine has been intact. There have been people that have been practicing this type of medicine, which includes spiritual understanding, mental, emotional well-being, and physical well-being. It also includes Vedic astrology, which is part of the Vedas. It includes yoga, it includes meditation, and it includes service to humanity. So Ayurveda is a way of understanding ourselves as human beings in the context of all of life, understanding that there are certain laws of nature that we are not exempt from. And part of the problem that we face today in the way that we approach our health is we think that we are outside of these laws of nature, which causes us problems to believe this. Ayurveda acknowledges the laws of karma, for example, that every action has an equal and opposite reaction. And it is not something that is religious. This is actually proven by physics. It is something that we're all part of. In nature, we see this law playing out all the time. So it also operates in our own life. And this is one of the laws that we will take into account when we're thinking about our health. This also helps us to take more responsibility of the kinds of choices that we make from a place of compassion, from a place of trying to understand the root cause and some of the things that have led us to where we are today. So Ayurveda is really the most all-encompassing system of health that we can see. And it is a beautiful, beautiful system. If you've ever had a chance to go to an Ayurvedic healing center, you can experience the beautiful way in which this healing system unfolds in the time that you're there, from the moment that you walk through the doors of an Ayurvedic center and you're really taken care of. There's a lot of nurturing, there's a lot of respect and reverence for the sacred elements of life and the sacred element of all of us as human beings. There's also a strong connection with nature, with the herbal medicines, the various plants and healing modalities. There's a variety of different hands-on techniques that various therapists will perform to help a person with whatever ailments that they have, the use of hot and cold therapies, and different kinds of lifestyle techniques that we can use, cleansing, detoxification, which is all a very important part of health, and fasting. We also have the power of the yoga practices, the breathwork practices, and the meditation. So when you embark on an Ayurvedic healing journey, you're taking care of all of the different elements, not to mention the food as well. So the diet is also a big part. What you consume, not only through your mouth, but what you consume with your senses. You know, what you expose yourself to, what type of television programming you watch, what type of media you take in, what you read. You know, healing types of media are going to be more helpful when you're trying to heal, because you're facilitating more of this energy in your life. And this type of energy is positive. Whereas when we focus a lot on the negative, that unfortunately can also impact how we heal. So we need to be very careful about what we input through our mind, through our emotions, the kinds of people that we spend time with. This all plays a role, and Ayurveda recognizes all of these different factors.
In Ayurveda, you use the word nurturing. So
Yeah.
You believe in nature, and then nurturing comes from there. So how directly you can say that, okay, when we get into this Ayurvedic lifestyle, we can say it helps us to, get rid of mental issues. We can address more strongly in a very natural way our mental wellness we can achieve. Mm-hmm. So how can you connect Ayurveda with mental health?
Sure.
In a very direct way.
So our mental health is a reflection of all aspects of our health. So for example, if we're toxic, if we're eating unhealthy processed food which is perhaps sitting in the fridge for weeks and is gathering mold, this is going to affect our mental state as well, because we're going to become tired, we're going to become sick. So what we consume affects our mental state. It's also the attitude that we have. So Ayurveda connects us to more of a spiritual understanding of ourselves. And when you connect to this, it reminds you that you're not just the negative emotions that you experience. When we think about mental health in our society, we often think about things like anxiety, depression, obsessive compulsive disorder, addictive behavior. And these are a result of a variety of negative emotions which are unprocessed in the human being. So Ayurveda connects us to the spiritual aspects, but also to healthier practices which promote a healthier mind and a healthier body.
So these days, everybody is talking about mental health, like either individuals, communities, societies, or even governments. So as a professional, if a couple of suggestions you would like to give to the individuals or to the governments, what would you like to see in next coming of couple of years? What should change? And then we can touch this issue from very beginning when kids go to school.
Yes.
What should be taught?
Well, number one, emotional hygiene. Absolutely, emotional hygiene. How to address negative emotions when they come up. This is something that we don't understand how to do. If we see the levels of conflict that people have with themselves and also within their own families and in their communities, and then on a greater scale, war. all of this conflict that we see, it stems from the conflict that we have within ourselves. So an eye for an eye makes the world go blind, as we know. This is a famous quote that Gandhi shared when he was alive. And we need to remember that only we ourselves can create inner peace within ourselves. So teaching young children, teaching families, communities, schools, and government officials about how to deal with their own negative emotions is critical. So how to deal with anger, rage, sadness, revenge, envy. These are very common negative emotions that lead to some of the most heinous crimes that we see across the planet, including the challenges that many people face within their own families because parents haven't been taught how to address their own negative emotions. I actually do teach a course on this, and it's something that I'm very passionate about because I believe that so much suffering can be prevented if we address and learn how to address negative emotions, and instead learn how to actualize the virtues that are within us. So instead of anger, patience; instead of envy, compassion; instead of fear, love, and so on.
Yeah, we as a foundation and individually to believe that the time has come now that this issue we should talk very openly, and all these educational institutions should adopt, and we should make sure the good things in this, when this thing will be addressed with more persistency. I think we will have less crime in the societies, less depression. So we will be, addressing quite a bit issues which we are facing right now, and those are not that positive. So
Definitely.
And with this weight loss, so how do you manage that? What is your recipe for your clients to achieve them weight loss?
Okay. Well, this is, weight loss has to do with more than just diet and exercise. So if somebody is cutting back on the calories and is working out a lot, they might be able to achieve a certain level of weight loss. But at a certain point, these two things won't make a huge difference. They will help, but what really needs to be addressed is hormonal management, balancing the hormones. So often when you see weight gain in the abdominal area, for example, that's due to stress, unmanaged negative emotions, cortisol imbalances. You can also see imbalances with the thyroid hormone. You can see imbalances for women, the estrogen and the progesterone, DHEA, testosterone, and all of these different hormones can play a role if they're unbalanced. Then we have to look at the belief system that the person has as well, because when you're carrying a certain belief system that is opposing the well-being of your body, for example, if you dislike something about yourself, then our body can form certain patterns around that belief, and part of those patterns can lead to things like weight gain or difficulty losing weight. Then we have insulin regulation. So if the person has insulin resistance, then we need to work with improving that person's ability to process sugar. And we can bring in things like fasting, shorter fasts, longer fasts. Then we have gut health. So we have a number of different areas that need to be addressed. Your digestive health. As you can see just from this short answer that I have here, hormonal health, gut health, nervous system, mental, emotional. These are all in addition to looking at what you're eating and your activity level. So what I do is with each person, I sit down with them and I go through their entire health history. We also identify what their body type is, because different body types lose weight in different ways. And it also gives us information about the types of hormones that can be out of balance. So we go through and address all this, and then once we figure out why it's difficult losing weight, then we implement a plan of action in order to get them where they want to be.
And tell us something about natural medicine community.
Natural medicine community. Oh, wow. Yeah, it's a great community. Community is something that I'm a big fan of. I've always been focused around gathering community members, bringing people together. Actually, myself and my fiance, we have a group called the Infinite Gathering, and we bring together healthcare practitioners, wellness practitioners, fitness, yoga, all kinds of practitioners who work within the realm of integrative health. And we come together, we do personal development, we network, we meet each other, we collaborate. And this community is awesome because we're all on the same page. We all believe in the power of holistic health, holistic lifestyle, and we're all really working in the field somehow. So, yourself, anybody in your community, they would all be welcome to connect with us and network with us. And the sky, there is no limit, right? I don't even like that saying, the sky's the limit, because there's no limit in the connection and the collaboration that is possible when we come together. So it's a great community.
Would you like to share the social media handles of that?
Oh, yes, of course. Yeah. So if you go to www.theinfinitegathering.com, you can learn more about this community. And my fiance is a medical doctor, myself, naturopathic doctor and Ayurveda practitioner. And we came together from a little bit different worlds. He's coming from emergency medicine and the allopathic world, and myself more from preventative, integrative. And we both saw that these two groups of healthcare practitioners need to connect more, need to meet, and also collaborate more and do more personal development, work on yourself as a practitioner. As practitioners, we're constantly focusing on everyone around us, trying to help them. You become the go-to person in your family, in your friend group, and then in your practice, whatever you're doing, whether you're teaching or seeing patients or clients, or you work at a hospital, you're somebody that a lot of people come to when they need help. And often practitioners don't focus on their own health. They forget about their own health. They forget about their own mental well-being and their own spiritual and emotional, physical well-being. So we saw that this was an opportunity for us to get together and bring more people so that we can focus a little bit more on our own personal transformation, so we can continue to grow and learn, and then develop more collaboration with like-minded people on the same path. So
that means we need to have a special course for medicine practitioners.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, it's a big thing, because practitioners often work on their own in silo. They're often very busy people. They have a lot on the go. And then, they have their personal life too, right? Family, this, that. And there's often not that much space in life for their own personal development. You take seminars and workshops in your profession and you keep advancing in that, but then coming together and having more community is something that is very enriching and fulfilling, and it can really help you grow as a practitioner as well, because you are exposed to different perspectives that are outside of your own profession, and that's really important when you're trying to continue to advance.
So would you like to share your social media handles with us?
Oh, sure. Thanks.
People can reach out to you.
So my social media handles are Dr. Alexina Mehta. So ALEXINAMEHTA. And you can find me on LinkedIn, Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok. And the Infinite Gathering I mentioned earlier, you can find that also on all the major platforms as well.
And how do you connect with Yoga and Health Foundation in a very natural and spontaneous way?
Yeah, I'm really grateful for the Yoga and Health Foundation because they do great work at a grassroots level, and they're constantly reaching out to community members across the globe, which I think is so important, promoting the vision of yoga, veganism, supporting others that are looking for a healthier lifestyle. And they do it in a really easy to grasp way that I think speaks to a lot of people who are looking for this type of community. And I also really appreciate how they honor the roots of yoga, and they honor that yoga is more than for fitness, which sometimes that connection isn't always there with yoga. So very happy to be connected with this wonderful group. And for you, Aditya, for your amazing leadership and your amazing.
Thank you very much, and we really appreciate what you are doing and your husband as well.
Oh, thank you.
So last question, transformation. Where you started, where you are right now. So what change did you see in yourself, in society, and where do you see this world going? Where would you like to see this world after 5 years? In the context of the values which we believe in, under the umbrella of yogic health lifestyle.
So, well, you know, where I've come from, I mean, my family upbringing was very much focused on spiritual values. So I feel very fortunate that I was brought up in an environment that taught me how to respect others, how to honor life, how to be grateful to God every day, and to never forget where I come from, that my creator is the same creator of everyone else, and to treat everyone with kindness. And where I see us going into the future is really what we shared earlier, that we really need to cultivate more inner peace. And you know, it's one thing to have values, which we have, which are there, but then it's another thing in day-to-day life to see how we can continuously improve, because these negative emotions that we experience, they often disguise themselves, and often they don't want us to advance. You know, we get stuck. And so this is why we see conflict in our family life, with our colleagues, in our community, and then again, what we see on the global scale every day, this massive conflict that is due to a variety of negative emotions with respect to those that instigate the conflict and are not looking within to see the root of that conflict. So education is the key. Definitely. And in 5 years' time, I would love to see more people who are stepping onto this path of a yogic lifestyle, choosing inner peace, choosing harmony, compassion, and working on themselves. You know, working every day. We will make mistakes, but rectify, improve yourself, try to do better, really learn from mistakes, and then move full speed ahead, move forward, because we can't change the past. All we can do is change how we are showing up today, and that impacts the future.
Thank you very much, Dr. Mehta, for your precious time, and looking forward to connect with you in the coming future again to have a fulfilling conversation.
Wonderful. Thank you so much for having me, Aditya. It's an honor.
You have a good day.
Thank you.
Take care. Bye.